Hey gameological readers, welcome to the third and final edition of this month's digest. I'm John Tatey, editor of the Gameological Society, and I am joined by Steve Heisler, gameological contributor. You can't get tired of him, at least I can't.
I can't either.
Steve, you have had a record-setting digest run, 6 straight episodes, but I'm sorry I haven't been able to have better food for you.
No, I'm a big fan of Lucky Charms. I haven't eaten them in a while. I used to eat just the marshmallows. I'm curious as to how terrible their marshmallows are going to be right now.
Yeah, so we've been eating these General Mills cereal bars all week for our digestive, and let's review. The Honey Nut Cheerios one was awful.
Yeah, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch one was slightly better.
But the Cinnamon Toast Crunch one claims to be nutritious, isn't that right?
Yeah, well, here's what it says on the box. Provides the nutrition of cereal and the calcium of 6 ounces of milk in a convenient bar. Yeah.
This is our society in bar form is really what this is. American society in
this one, by the way,
bar form.
Different than the others because the other one was like a sandwich with the milk in the middle.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just milk on the bottom.
This one smells already bad.
It just makes me so sad for my childhood.
Oh my God, this is the worst one. Mm-hmm. That milk tastes sour.
It's sour milk. The marshmallows are destroying every taste bud I still have.
This is the worst thing we have had on the digest.
Really? Wow.
Speaking of record setters, I think this is the worst. Lucky Charms treats.
It tastes like when you have the milk left over from eating the Lucky Charms, and then it sits out for a while. That's what it tastes like.
That is exactly what it tastes like.
Ugh.
Oh. Well, let's cleanse our palates with a little Political Machine 2012. Huh?
Let's do it.
Okay. The Political Machine 2012 isn't intended to be an accurate simulation of national politics, but it's close enough to make a rather cynical statement about the making of the president in 2012. It's all cold calculation in this strategy game. Every speech and every stance is designed to make numbers go up, or your opponent's numbers go down. So maybe it's not cynicism so much as simple realism, complete with bobblehead candidates to drive home the point that the election is the highest stakes farce on Earth. So we divvied up our candidates to play this game, right? So I played as Romney, which fits the game really well because you can really take whatever stance happens to fit the political winds at the given moment, right? So I rather enjoy, let me tell you this. I don't know what it's like in real life, but it was kind of fun to be Romney. It's just like, devil may care, I'll say whatever I need to get those numbers to creep up. And I killed. I forget who I think I beat Obama. I think I played against Obama.
And did you start with a lot of states already in your corner because you were Romney?
I started with a few states in my corner and a lot of cash.
Yeah.
Romney has a lot of cash, so that helped a lot. So I just blanketed the battleground states with ads. Mm-hmm. And if you run TV ads, it raises your national profile too, because I guess the news networks play them. I think my strategy actually mirrored what the Republican strategy will be this year, because it's just pour money into ads and flood the airwaves, and it worked.
Yeah.
It may work out for them.
I played as Joe Biden with Obama as his running mate, just to see how that worked out. It did not work out well. I got creamed. I kept trying to establish the states that I thought would be easy wins, like New York and California, and would lose every other state.
Right. Now that's a good point, because the blue states and red states aren't as rigid in this game.
Right.
I think because it wouldn't be very much fun if, there were just a few states to battle over. So, I mean, when I was Romney, I won California and New York, I believe, which I don't think is going to happen in the fall.
Yeah.
But so you got creamed as Biden, but you played it here and you got into it. You wanted to go back.
I came back as Michelle Obama with Al Franken as her running mate.
Okay.
And I destroyed Ron Paul. I figured Ron Paul would be the best example of someone that I could just easily beat.
So what was your strategy as a Democrat then, in your winning run?
Right. I got really into it because I realized that I could establish these sort of power bases in the states that were already in my corner. Because as Michelle Obama, I started with New York. I started with a couple others that already were mine, like Illinois too.
The polls were going your way, is what you're saying, and they were tinted blue on the map. It shows you where you're winning and where you're losing.
So I would basically establish this power base and then get all the states around it with the same amount of stability as the main state. Then I would fly somewhere entirely different and sort of start that process over again. And I liked the way that the game sort of accidentally mirrored real politics.
This game really surprised me. I mean, it's a silly looking game, and as I said in the intro, it's not intended to be totally accurate or painstakingly accurate. It's a fairly basic strategy game, as indicated by the fact that you're all bobbleheads. But it does end up mirroring either the current election or past elections. Like, you could pursue Nixon's Southern strategy, or you could pursue Howard Dean's 50-state strategy, and you could see how that worked out within the parameters of the game. I often fantasize about like a really detailed campaign game. Like, I think that that's the one game that has not been done really well. And I think that the Political Machine 2012 is a little bit less complex than something I would imagine, but it's much farther along than I thought it would be, just from first appearances.
I took a little bit of pride in getting enough clout so that I could get the Tea Party to back me.
As Michelle Obama.
Yeah, as Michelle Obama, the Tea Party was one of my biggest supporters.
That you just did that out of spite.
I did it out of spite, and also because I thought, well, this is the way that I could easily win the election. And it worked. I creamed Ron Paul, who had Rick Perry.
In fairness, you did not pick the most formidable opponent.
No, not at all.
Let's play a little fantasy game design here. What would you like to see in Political Machine 2016?
Well, one of the things that I felt was sort of a disappointment were the ads that you could buy. So you would buy an ad and you could say what issue it was going to back. But I really wish there was some sort of like ability tree in which you could pinpoint like the parts of the ad that you wanted to hit and actually like create the ad. And there were different outcomes based on what you chose. Because that was an aspect of the game that was cool to me that I thought I wanted to be a little bit more interactive with.
So it's like a miniature iMovie type thing is what you want. That could be a whole game in itself, almost.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
It would be fun to have a little finer control over it.
I actually never ran a negative ad because it just never occurred to me to do that. Because I would look at the state and it would say they are very much in favor of Obamacare. So I would just say, I'm in favor of Obamacare. I never thought that I wanted to say Ron Paul is not in favor of Obamacare. Well, and I won, so, you know.
Aren't you just a model of functional democracy?
Yeah, exactly.
Look at you. So, some lousy food, but some pretty good games this month. Yeah. Steve, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And thank you most of all for watching. We'll be back, of course, with another edition of The Digest next month. So long.